Hello, welcome to another mini painting video. This week I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to do a time-lapse video and do some commentary over top of it. You're also seeing me here at the beginning. This may not happen all the time, but I'm trying it out. Tell me what you think. Without further ado, here's the time-lapse video. Okay, well, this video, if you hadn't guessed, is Doctor Strange, Marvel Comics, Benedict Cumberbatch here. I'm doing Doctor Strange this week in honor of the passing of the late, great Steve Ditko, one of the creators of Doctor Strange. I'm starting off with just doing some magical effects, this yellowy magic here, just kind of getting a quick idea of what I think it's going to be, a little bit of a glow. I'm also working on the eye of it right there. So essentially, the magic is going to be glowing over all of Doctor Strange, with the window in the background kind of being disconnected from that light source. So I'm just starting with some yellows and kind of having some lines going to kind of emulate beaming of light. I'm now darkening the Doctor's tunic, going through between the light beams here. This is the blue-gray, which is one of my standard colors. And now, instead of just going straight to the red, I'm starting to slowly build up the color red in his cape with some yellow reds and other oranges. You'll see here I'm starting to go darker, and I really started very slowly building up the value, going darker and darker browns and oranges, and eventually red here. Essentially, I'm trying to just simulate some depth while keeping that yellow glow. I'm trying to steer clear of anything that is at all cool in the foreground here. Let's see. Yep, here's me putting in some red, actual red, and then here is me starting to go in with some shadow. I essentially brownish, muted things like desert rose and stuff, which is kind of a reddish tone brown. I use it in a lot of my paintings. Still darkening. I'm probably talking way too much during this. Please let me know if you're experiencing way too much Jesse talking during these, or if you want more. I'm not entirely sure what you guys are going to like. This is the first one, of course. So still adding in some darker values, do rendering of the cape. And let's see. Yep, starting to render some darker things in the cloak here. Good, alright, now I'm starting to work on the background and the window from the Sanctum Sanctorum. Again, with lines designating beams of light, trying to go in a radial pattern. Going in with some darker, muted greens. That's BG 93. The lightest tone was BG 90, which is sky gray, another one of my favorite colors. Speeding it up here a little bit for the window, because no one likes doing windows. Let's see. Right, just going over with the chisel side tip of the marker here to get these really fine lines for the window panes. I'm also rotating the paper, as you can see, to try and maintain a circle. Alright, speaking of, let's see here, I'm starting to go in with some more flesh tones, just starting to render this face now that the colors have started to pop. Let's see. Now, yep, more fleshy tones. I'm doing, this is finally starting with my lightest flesh tone, which is E000, which is usually what I start with, but I had started with that kind of yellowy red, making him blonde again with the yellow reflection, but he won't stay blonde for long, folks. Don't worry. It's just a bit of a glow. So as I start darkening values in some areas, I will then have to go back to other areas and darken them more. Alright, let's see what's next. back in with more darkening of the background, trying to keep the light behind it more cool light to counteract that warm light in the foreground. Light is always going to you're never going to see a flat area of color in any painting if I can help it. So I'm going in with that bluish gray on top of that greenish gray, or blue-greenish gray. And yes, it is the same blue gray that he is in his cloak. I'm starting to go in with that E70, which is my ash rose brown that I was mentioning earlier. That is in most of my paintings. It's just this beautifully muted, warm, almost reddish brown. And the entire E70 family, or E71, E72, E74, etc. are always nice. Starting to do some closer details of the face now, getting into the hair and mustache and eyebrows. Still only starting to look like Benedict Cumberbatch, not quite there yet, just still some darkening. Planes of a person's face, it's always hard to get a likeness just right, and sometimes it will be a single mark which will make a face look suddenly like the person you are drawing, not some random person. So it's starting to look more like Cumberbatch now. It definitely looks like Doctor Strange. Going in with some pinkish red values for just some blood underneath the skin. And also start working on those lips. And going back in with some darker volumes in the hair. Just slowly building up darker values. Let's see. Loses dark or his white sideburn or side bits with the lighting here, but it still has some texture which we need. I was trying a chisel tip marker there to see the dark edge there. I wasn't quite thrilled with how it was turning out, so I started doing some details on the eye down there. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little off camera here at times. I'm trying. I tried to pull my camera as close as possible so you guys can see the art better. So I hope you guys like that. Let's see. Alright, now I'm going to be doing some of the magic coming off of his hand. So I'm first starting with a bunch of circles, just using pretty much anything I could find that has circles. So that was a roll of tape. Let's see, I don't know what was coming next. I was trying a few things. You see me bump the camera here. It's a new camera setup because I have my iPhone actually pointed at this thing as opposed to my GoPro. Starting to do some details, some square bits. Going in with this orange marker because, I mean, the movie, it's kind of a glowing yellow. It's hard to do a lighter, thin line on top of darker. Just trying to show some straight lines, since I don't normally use a ruler, but just to kind of accentuate the unnaturalness of this energy compared to everything else. Bring in some yellow, just for some more highlights. And now going in with some smaller circles, just to finish off kind of his thing. I think this last circle is a quarter. Yep. Just slightly different. Taking my time, making sure I have everything right. It's a little off-center, but pretty dang good. You know, magic spell may have three-dimensionality too, so... Oh yeah, I forgot, I used a base of a Lego Dimensions Lego minifigure to do yet another circle. Alright, so now I'm just starting to add some weird details, little spikes, sunburst designs, other just random squiggles to make the spell circle seem a little more complicated than just random circles and squares, much like it is in the movie. I'm going back in with that orange in a few other places, just as kind of an orange highlight. Now I'm going over a few of those orange lines with white, just to kind of make it pop in those darker areas. Going in finally with some actual line work, starting with some purple Bic pen, getting the inside of the mouth and some of the hairs, edges of the eyes. I'll switch over to black here in a second after I sign my signature. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then to just get some sparkly things, this raw primal energy, I took kind of a pottery brush and just used my gouache paint and scraped it over the edge and then started flicking the paper here with the edge of the brush just to get some of that yellow splatter effect. And essentially that was it. So I hope you enjoyed this and that this was helpful for you guys. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments below. And if you have a mini painting idea, leave it also.